a militaristic mastermind, a brilliant general, a fantastic chess player, and a butcher!
Well, hello. My name is Sam, and I'm going to be telling you a very interesting story about a blood-sucking murderer called Timur the Lame. Timur the Lame was born in Transoxia, or modern-day Uzbekistan, in 1336. As a young boy, Timur attempted to steal sheep, as all young boys do, including myself. He was smart, cunning, brilliant, but I was better. But unfortunately, he got shot in the leg by an arrow by the shepherd. So he grew up with a wound that never got actually healed. So he was, well, Timur the Lame, or Tamerlane in Western culture. Now, as Timur grew up, he rose to power through wars with brothers-in-law and blah, 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 blah. No one really cares about that. But the point is, he came to power, and then he was a minister, and then became king. He was a general, and then he started invading other places to recreate the Mongols. And he attempted to recreate himself as a descendant of Genghis Khan, even though he couldn't prove it. He married 2 wives who were descended from Genghis Khan. And then Timur went on to invade Persia, India, the Ottomans, the Russians. And he not only wanted to expand the empire, but also make his capital, Samarkand, the jewel of the world, making it beautiful by killing everybody inside the cities he sacked, murdering them, throwing their heads into the fires to create psychological warfare, but he'd keep all the artists. So there was clearly an increase in artists because no one wanted to die. So for all you artists who don't make money, remember, you would have been much better off in Timur the Lame's time. Alright. Now, we must talk about his rationale. The rationale towards Timur the Lame was that he wanted to recreate Genghis Khan's empire. He wanted to make something greater than it. He wanted to recreate the Mongol Empire, so he started to legitimize his rule as a Mongol, because after Genghis Khan died, they were broken off into the 4 Khanates, and they were ruled more by local chieftains rather than actual Mongol rulers. So that was one of his major reasons. Another major reason is he wanted to spread Islam. As everyone wanted to do, they wanted to spread their religion, and he was Islamic, so he began to spread it around the continent to other places such as Russia. He also invaded India for that very same reason, by invading Delhi because he felt that they were allowing the Hindus too much privacy. So, yeah, that wasn't exactly great for New Delhi, because he razed it, burned it down, they lost everything, and then came the Mughal Empire! And Timur the Lame also really wanted to send a message. That's why he cut off all the heads, why he killed everyone, bloodthirstily murdered everyone. He was a butcher in his time. He was Timur the Butcher. Any enemy who ever came across him would see that, and they'd be so afraid, they'd be so terrified. They'd look into their eyes, and they'd be like,
Busted.
he was an ambitious man. He was a brilliant chess player, and he knew he could do it. He was a brilliant strategist who could take out armies that were twice his size, and he was also a brilliant chess player, almost as good as me. And we have a lot of evidence to show that he did this. Now, one major thing that showed his intimidation was actually a brilliantly large mosque that he built inside Samarkand that was 50 feet high at the entrance. So whenever you walked in, you had to look into that and say, he built that. That is Timur the Lame's property. This is his house. But the point is that there was an extremely large mosque that he built, and it was for major worship and to show his god and how they were representing the Mongols and representing and pushing them forward to invade all these countries. Another piece of evidence that we have are that the Ottoman Sultan who was in power during his time, they really hated each other. They were called their whore, so that was kind of it. And they fought. They came to Val of Ankara. The Ottomans were completely destroyed. The Sultan was taken back. He was humiliated as he was strung through the streets. So that was some of the other evidence. We have a lot of long-term accounts. Now, the major long-term effects that happened was during Timur's invasion of the Ottomans, it actually halted their expansion into Constantinople. This was really important and was major for the Christians in Europe. So they actually loved Timur, or as they call him, Tamerlane. So this had major effects because the Ottomans were held back for a little bit because they had someone knocking on their back door. Now, it's called praise for the Christians in Europe, and he was almost beloved there, and also because they never really felt his evil ways, his ways of butchering these people. Now, another long-term effect was that he took down the sultans within India who were ruling over it. Delhi was taken over, and it was opened up to the fort, and it opened up the fort for the Mughals to come into power and create India's first major empire. Now, the final great effect that Timur had whenever he was dying was that right before he died, the legend has it that he apparently said, "Whoever disturbs my grave will meet a fate worse than me." Now, his grave was left untouched until Soviet archaeologists came in and they opened up his grave and found a tall man with a broken hip. And then, that very same day, on June 22nd, 1941, the Soviets were invaded by the Nazis, which led to 20 million deaths within the Russians. So, you can say that blows your mind like this, and also, that's amazing. Because Tamerlane screwed the Russians. So we learned three things from that. Crap happens to the Russians, Tamerlane screwed everybody, and, well, no one likes him. Now, I'd like to give you a little recap on this by showing you Triple Chain and Timur the Tap Dancer. That's my buddy.
Yo, what up? My name is Triple Chains, and I'm here to tell you about Timur the Lame. He's so pathetic, and he's so uncool. Dude, he's such a fool. Shot by a shepherd trying to steal some sheep. Timur the Lame has never faced defeat. An unstoppable force physically and in the mind. A psychological race everybody was behind. Cutting their throats, chopping their heads. The Ottomans lay terrified in bed. Grave was never to be touched. Died like Genghis Khan by sickness. You gotta see this awesome rap. You better be glad you are a witness.
Whoa. Timur had some other skills, like tap dancing. And Timur's down.
Top dancing Timur the Lame. Chopping off heads.
They were invaded by a man of men